Ladies and gentlemen, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is exactly what you think it is. Welcome to the Uber Pokemon Association, aka the UPA. The first real Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Indigo Disc Ubers League, hosted by none other than Dashing Sceptile and yours truly. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Welcome to the UPA Draft Breakdown. So this is a Wi-Fi league, the Uber's Wi-Fi league that is upload recommended. I would make a video about the coaches roster, but about the coach roster, but I'm really not feeling it. I will be putting them all in the description of every single video, so if anyone wants to check out everyone else, feel free, it's in the description. So yeah, in this league I was 6th pick overall along 12 coaches, which is straight in the middle. Now you may ask, then why is there a Calyrex eyes staring you right in the face? The answer is something that I don't even know myself, if I'm being honest. How the fuck did this mon make it to me? But anyways, we're starting off with Jack Daniels, the Calyrex Ice, which is an absolutely ridiculous mon. I've been looking forward to using this mon forever. And now I get to use it in the most, unexpected way. How did it make it to me round pick 6? How? I don't understand. Anyways, we take those. So, Calyrex, look at this thing's stats. This thing is beyond broken. It's so easy to snowball teams with, and even with its very awful offensive and defensive typing, the stats and the ability, of course, more than make up for it, because if anything, you could even use this typing to your advantage by running weakness policy. This one can of course set up its own trick room, it can swords dance, it has insane coverage for everything. And it has an absolutely broken ability, which is basically 2 abilities. In Moxie, basically, and a Nerve. So, you wanna run a nice little Shuka Berry for my coverage? Good luck with that. But yeah, I am so excited to use this Pokemon. Just look at it, look at these stats, just look at them. But yeah, moving on to LeBron James, the Zamazenta Crown. This is a mon that really pairs well with Calyrex Eyes, which is funny because they're legit for the same gen as well. I got kind of a theme going on here, I guess, but yeah. So, one sec. Okay, I'm back. So, the way this really works with Calyrex Eyes is mainly because this is a sponge for knockoff. This is also a very dangerous mon to switch into because, of course, fighting and steel is such an incredible defensive and offensive typing. It's extremely fast, reaching it speed ties Mewtwo, if I recall correctly. So that is immense. And basically I can just run max speed, max HP of body press, even with 0 defensive, do so much. It has 140 base defense. But yeah, this thing has very strong stab options, and of course close combat, body press, behemoth bash, heavy slam, great coverage and crunch, earthquake and all that stuff. And also what else? What am I missing? Oh, psychic fangs. Yeah. In general, this is a great potential late game cleaner, or just something to check things that would be a problem to Calyrex. And yeah, I'm really excited to use this one as well. Don't have much more to say about it because I haven't used it. But anyways, let's move on to a mon that is gonna make a return from PWC, one of them, and that is Samehada the Garchomp. Now, I absolutely did not expect this to make it back to me. And it like... And around 3 I was looking for dragon types, and there was not many that I wanted or really fitted my team besides this, and I wanted Raging Bolt, but this was grabbed round 2 and like, yeah, so basically that's it. So yeah, we're back with Garchomp. So this mon is, of course, we all know what it does. It has an incredible selection of hazards and rocks and spikes. It can get them up very reliably because it's fast enough and bulky enough to either force switches because something cannot touch it, or because it straight up threatens it out. So this can mean free rocks and free spikes. Its SD sets are very threatening. It of course has Scale Shot to boost its speed as well. And it could also run like Life Orb mixed sets. It's a great draft mon that can do so many things, and I'm glad to have it back. Although speaking of having it back, we have Slippin' Jimmy making his return. So this guy right here, I wanted the second steel type that like resisted fairy because Amazenta doesn't, and like my first 3 aren't really fairy resists, so you know, that's a problem. So that's why I got Goldengo here, and it also really of course works with Chomp's spikes. And you know, I'm surprised, like guys, I did not get sniped a single time in this draft, and I'm so surprised because round 4 Goldengo in Ubers, like what? Like this mon walls so many things. It threatens them out of Make It Rain. Like I think it even beats stuff like Magirna 1v1, which is kinda crazy because of course Magirna cannot like hard swap or any of those things because of Gura's gold. So yeah, this also adds up to Chomp with another like great choiced mon. I forgot to say that about Chomp. It can basically like, for the most part I feel like I'll be bringing more defensive sets because this is Ubers, so I will need to check a lot of dragon types. But yeah, I've already said what I said about Goldengo in the PWC breakdown. We all know what Goldengo does. He's the GOAT. So yeah, moving on to our next member, which is Kilamath, the Iron Moth. So this is another mon that I never really got the chance to properly use. I only used it in a speed tour. I want that speed tour. But yeah, this basically covers the 110 speed tier that I needed, and it's also a very strong mon and a very bulky on the def side, which really helps with the fairy type matchup. And it's also like, it can be a real threat with choiced sets, booster energy. It even got Meteor Beam. I don't think it got anything else from the Indigo Disc DLC. But yeah, it has reliable recovery in Morning Sun, hazards in T-Spikes. It has U-Turn, which really helps with getting in Calyrex or anything else who can cause some trouble to the opposing side. So yeah, oh, and it also got of course Toxic, but that was with the first DLC, so that's like, yeah. Anyways, so we move on to Cardi B. The Mandibuzz. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, had some interruptions. So here we have Mandibuzz. Now, this is basically my only way of hazard removal, and I think it's a great one. I mean, there's not many ways to remove hazards in this like generation. So like, yeah, I could have gotten like maybe a lower tier as well, like something like Quaxwell, but I was never gonna bring it to a game, so like I just settled with Mandibuzz, which is a mon that, like, surprisingly, it lost nothing. It literally lost nothing. So many moves, like so many mons lost so many important moves. This thing didn't lose anything. It still has Roost, it still has Defog, it still has Knockoff, it even still has Toxic. which is huge because it's one of the very few mons that are not poison type who gets toxic. So yeah, this is my designated hazard removal, and it's also of course really nice utility knockoff, foul play and all that stuff. Can even run like Hurricane for like any matchups that are a bit rough, like for example a Great Tusk using bulk up or something like that. But yeah, this is also great because of course it's another mon with U-turn, which allows in my other threats like Calyrex, Zama, and yeah, I mean my entire team is full of threats, as you're gonna see with our next mon, which is our first Terra Captain, Comfy. So I am surprised, like we probably should not have allowed this to Terra, because at the very least on paper it seems really broken, because Comfy is a Pokemon that the only real problem it ever had as a Pokemon was the lack of coverage. And now it can basically not only run any sort of coverage it wishes, but it's also Stab with Terra Blast. And I can also, if I please, run Terra Fairy with boosted Draining Kisses. So yeah, that mon is quite crazy because of course all the healing moves go first. Like, it has a, as you see with Triage, it has a priority of 3, which means it out prioritizes extreme speed, which is just crazy. So yeah, this mon, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Terra Blast. It gets other healing moves to abuse with Triage like Leech Seed, Synthesis, Giga Drain, and so on. It did lose Aromatherapy because that move got axed completely from the game, but that doesn't matter because it got access to Knockoff, which is new. I just learned that yesterday. But another important thing it got is Anchor. Anchor is like really great for matchups with very like fat unbreakable walls, because that means I basically lock it into a recovering move, I get up a billion Calm Minds, and that's basically game. So yeah, that's it for Comfy, I guess. So moving on to our bulky water, which is Oreo the Alomomola. If anyone gets that reference, I feel bad for you. But anyways, this is basically something that is going to be passing wishes to Zamazenta or Kali Ice. And okay, so I was debating between this or Vaporeon. I almost went with Vaporeon because of it has access to Roar, which is big. But this gets taunted anyways. So I'm like, and then I figured, oh, this thing can run Red Card. So yeah, this also really works better with the team because like its main role is to come in, it hits and flip turn out. And maybe if I want to run Wish, then I could pass wishes to stuff like, of course, as I said, Zama and Calyrex, and basically anything that doesn't have reliable recovery. And yeah, of course I can also like more reliably run Assault Vested sets, because Flip Turn was such a ginormous buff to Alomomola. Like, this mon unfortunately lost Knockoff and Toxic, but it doesn't matter because Flip Turn is just such a huge buff for it. Because basically in matchups where it can't really do any damage or it's a sitting duck, it can just not only get out but also bring in more anything else more safely. So yeah, I'm glad to have this on the board once again. So moving on to our next Terra Captain, which is Creta Farms, the Arboliva. Now this Pokemon is actually like, there's so many things you can do with it on paper. Like, I'd love to see what this can do, because you can of course run Harvest with like so many berries, Weakening Berries, Citrus Berries, run of course that annoying Leech Seed set, and it can also like flip matchups against like a bad matchup. Bro, my brain. But yeah, because grass normal isn't really the best defensive typing, so Terra basically negates that. And also that is a great, funnily enough, even though that's not the best defensive typing, it still hardwalls Basculegion, which is like a big thing in Ubers. Because like, of course in rain, last respects and wave crash can like straight up sweep people. So yeah, I have a designated counter to this. So yeah, moving on to our last mon, which is Minecraft the Knuckle Stack, which is also going to be another Terra Captain. Now this is helpful because also if you saw, my only flying resist on the team is Goldengo. So it's nice to have a mon that like resists flying type moves without having to Terra, and it's a 3-pointer that could realistically come in a lot of matchups. It could force Covert Cloak regarding like, it depends on like where I face. It's another rocker which like, other than that it's just Garchomp, and that wouldn't be all that nice to have only Garchomp have rocks. So yeah, really helpful. Of course, Iron Defense body press sets, reliable recovery, a very broken ability that means it can be status store, and it also resists Ghost, which is not really needed because we have Mandibuzz and Arboliva. But yeah, of course we all know what Garganacl Jr. does. So that will wrap up my draft breakdown for the UPA. So I'm really looking forward to me playing my very first Wi-Fi Ubers League. Like, I've been trying since Gen 7 and I just couldn't find any, and then Gen 8 came out and then the timer was a thing, and then I was not playing any Wi-Fi at all because it's just garbage. So yeah, I am really looking forward. If you're excited for the new Ubers content, drop a like, drop a sub, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.